The UCP leadership race is heating up. The candidate that wins this leadership vote will become Alberta's next premier and lead the United Conservative Party into the next election. Well, the candidates are going to be in our region coming up on August 8th for an event in Vermilion. And I'm joined today with the Vermilion Lloydminster Wainwright UCP Constituency Association President, Ryan Armstrong, to talk more about this event. So first of all, Ryan, can you tell us a little bit more about it, where it's taking place, stuff like that?
So this is a conversation with all the candidates to be the next leader of the United Conservative Party, and by extension, the next premier of the province until the election next year. It's being hosted in Vermilion at the Regional Centre, so it'll start at 6 o'clock registration's at 6 o'clock, I should say. The program will start at 7 o'clock.
So is this event only open to card-carrying UCP members?
It is. It's open to UCP members. Memberships are available at the door for a cost of $10. The admission to the event is only $15. So you can you have to be a member, but you can purchase a membership at the door for 1 year for $10.
And if you're planning to vote in this leadership election, you're going to need a membership anyways.
If you're interested in who will be the next premier, you likely are wanting to vote for them, whether you're voting for them in May of next year in election or voting for them now in before October, I should say, of this year. And certainly if you want to see what those candidates are saying, you have to be a member of the party. You got to be a member of the party to vote.
So there are currently 7 candidates running to be the next leader of the UCP. Are all 7 going to be here in Vermilion?
I believe so. The last time that we had numbers on it, there was 2 that were holding out, and then last week I had confirmation that they were in. So to my knowledge, the ones that remain in the race are attending.
That's exciting that everyone's going to be out and people can hear from the candidates. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of having them here in this part of the province, talking with members here about issues that matter to people here in Lloydminster, Vermilion, Wainwright, that area?
Yeah, we've always had a strong MLA presence in the in Alberta, going back to Mr. West, Mr. Snellgrove, certainly Dr. Starkey, and now Garth. And so whether they're ministers or otherwise, I think they've all had a strong background and a strong presence in caucus in the governing party. And I think that's a reflection of the people in our riding who are very politically motivated and want to see this region have influence in the politics in Alberta. It's not just Calgary, it's not just the South. Everyone can contribute. And certainly that's reflected, I think, in our board. We've got a broad array of people with diverse backgrounds on our board. And our board pushes, I think, in various ways, good policy at the UCP level. And I think we're starting to see some of that come forward with the party. And so it was important to try to get candidates out here. Sometimes being a strong conservative foothold, you maybe are forgotten a little bit. But part of the reason why we've been able to put this on is that it will be a podcast live by Sean Newman's podcast. So certainly I think that was a draw for a lot of the candidates, whether the 50 people show up to Vermilion or 500 or more. It will meet a lot broader background of people, if you will, just being out in a podcast and being streamed live.
So if you can't make it down in person to this event, you're still going to be able to watch it from anywhere in the province.
I'm guessing that each of the candidates are, this is August 8th. So the candidate or the membership cutoff is the 11th or the 12th. The time for the next payment, I believe, by all of these candidates is similar timing. So they need to be driving dollars if they haven't met that, and they need to be driving memberships because that's ultimately how they're going to win if they're going to win. So this is a way for them to send out an email to their base saying, hey, if you can't make it to Vermilion because you're too far away or time commitments, you can still catch me at this link, and gives people an opportunity to see them in a different forum. But for people in Vermilion, it's going to be a unique forum because it's roundtable. So they're going to be answering questions with people a couple feet away. So we find that to be a pretty unique format.
a lot of times during debates, when you have 7 candidates, especially, there's a lot of just spewing out talking points. It seems like this event is really geared towards having a conversation with voters.
It'll put them a little bit more on the spot. So certainly they're going to have to be tested in that regard. And I think that's important for the next premier of the province.
Ryan Armstrong, UCP Constituency Association President for Vermilion, Lloydminster Wainwright. Thank you so much for your time today.